Hi, I'm Stacey Ross. Being that we live on an island, we of course are surrounded by water. Pretty cold water as it turns out, but tonight on Island 30, we'll introduce you to someone who's willing to get her toes wet for a good cause. That's next. This week's Unsung Islander is a true Islander. She's from Pender Island, and every year she raises money for a dear friend who's battling a terrible disease. And for families fighting cystic fibrosis, it really means so much. Here's V. Cooper with details.
David, Heather, and their 6-year-old son Carter are enjoying an afternoon at the park.
I'm going to climb with you.
It may look like just another carefree moment for a young family. But it's much more than that, because every moment with their son is precious. Carter has cystic fibrosis.
To look at him, you would never know that there's this horrible disease that's sucking the life out of him. But when he lives life to the fullest on a day-to-day basis.
Cystic fibrosis is a fatal disease that gradually breaks down all the glands that produce mucus, sweat, and intestinal secretions. Carter takes 12,000 pills every year. His digestive tract cannot absorb nutrients.
Every time he eats, he has to take a large amount of enzymes, pancreatic enzymes, just to get him through a meal. And
he wakes each morning nearly drowning because his lungs are clogged with mucus. Every day, Carter's body is failing him and breaking down.
When he wakes up every morning, he has to do an hour and a half of therapy just to get out that front door.
Carter's life expectancy is between 20 and 30 years. And yet, to look at his energy and exuberance, it's incomprehensible.
I think that's a challenge even with our friends and even with our family. When they see Carter, and you'll see him today running around at 56% lung function, it's not visible. They think he's doing so well, and yet we know the work that it takes for him to just be operating on a daily basis.
So what does walking into the ocean have to do with cystic fibrosis? It's all about fundraising to fight this heartbreaking disease.
I had an employee named Naomi Wild who worked for me for 6 years and at the age of 29 passed away from cystic fibrosis.
Jan Letts lives on Pender Island. After Naomi's death, Jan wanted to raise money for CF to remember and honor her employee and friend. But what could she do?
I'm a swimmer. I used to swim when I was a child.
And so what better way to fundraise than to organize a swim, a 2-mile ocean swim.
Good job.
From Mortimer Spit on South Pender to Port Browning Marina on the North Island.
First year I raised $872, and the second year I raised $1,200.
This will be Jan's 8th year, and so far she's raised $44,000 for Cystic Fibrosis Canada.
I think one of the things that keeps us going is that sense of hope, and that comes from, I think, what we like to call ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Jan's swim is Saturday, August 13th, and the interest is already growing.
Like I had 2 triathletes come yesterday and ask, can they join me? I went, yes.
But Jan stresses you don't have to be a triathlete to join in the swim. She hopes people of all ages and swimming abilities will mark their calendars and come over to Pender for the day.
Well, I would like children to come, or young swimmers, or people that just want to try to swim the distance, because there's boats there for support. If they don't want to swim the distance, they can get pulled out. If you come from Victoria, you've got enough time to come and do the event and then come back to Victoria, or you can always visit and stay overnight. There's camping on Pender.
Jan swam with the Canadian Dolphin Swim Club from 1959 to 62. And now that you have those dates in mind, are you wondering about the age of this fundraising dynamo? Jan Letts has 8 grandchildren. She's 61 years old, and you'll never get her out of the water, even without a wetsuit.
Well, your body becomes numb after the first couple of minutes and you don't feel anything.
But hopefully she will feel the difference her fundraiser makes for all those diagnosed with this devastating disease.
To know that she's been doing this, swimming in the open ocean, fundraising for CF for a number of years now, just means the world to us. And I think, I'm hoping that we can meet her in person and let her know what she's doing. Not only is it remarkable just to see someone doing that, but to be helping people that she doesn't even know. And it has a huge impact on us and on our son, and we're always so grateful to people like that.
The 8th annual Pender Island Swim is Saturday, August 13th. Email island30@checknews.ca for more information or to make a donation.
Thanks very much, V. That's a great story. And boy, she's a braver gal than I for taking a dip in these waters. Much more still ahead on Island 30, including this. Stay with us.
Hi, later on Island 30, Carmen and I are going to talk about how to help your teen find a summer job.
When we bring our kids out to enjoy the beautiful weather on a beautiful beach, it's important to do it safely. Let's check in with our awesome mummy Paisley and Michelle too to find out about car seats.
Hi, I'm Paisley from Awesome Mommies.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Cat and Fiddle Kids Store.
And today Michelle and I are chatting with you a little bit about car seat safety. Michelle is, I would say, a car seat expert. She has access to so many different kinds of car seats, and today she's going to go over the really great pluses about car seats and also some of the negatives that you have to watch out for with the different car seats that you get. Now Michelle, what is it that you have here? This is something I haven't seen anything like before.
This is the Orbit stroller system. So this is like a regular stroller base with a car seat attached to the stroller. Okay. So this can also have a regular stroller seat on it, but this is the car seat option. Now this infant car seat is a lot different build than the regular infant car seats on the market. This car seat doesn't look like a regular infant car seat.
Yeah.
Very first off. Secondly of all, when you look at the bucket on it, you can see that the bucket down here is actually raised up and it's more spread out, so it lays a flatter design. And the reason for that is, particularly with preemies, they don't have as much oxygen in their blood flow. Okay. And the reason why is the angle of the car seat. So this car seat has a more bucket shape, so you don't have that 5% oxygen reduction in their blood flow.
Oh, okay, so that definitely helps with preemie babies, and yes. Also I know that the material used in this is different than the say is used in some of the other infant car seats.
This is the only infant car seat that's Okotex 100 certified, which means it's free of the 100 most harmful chemicals.
Oh, okay. So like when you look at something like this is a very common sight to see. You walk down the street and almost everybody has one of these with their child in it, and they are very handy, but you do have to be careful about the amount of time that you leave baby in there, and also, you know, how long you're carrying them, toting them around, and weight limits. There's a weight limit with these car seats that you need to watch.
With the infant car seats. They range anywhere from 20 to about 25 pounds.
Okay. And so with this one, is that also at 20 to 25 pounds?
25 pounds for Canada.
Okay. And so does this one go right into the car?
Yes, it does. This one here just docks right on, and then all you have to do is turn it and lock it, and you're done. So you save your back, you're not hurting yourself. It's the same to take it out. You don't have to twist or turn, you just put it in, turn it, and you can see if it locks. It has like a docking ring, and it'll show you the color on the side. When it's not docked in, you'll see the red,
yeah.
And when you lock it, it goes clear.
So really easy to tell if you've got everything installed properly and
yes.
making sure that baby is clicked in there. Well, thanks so much, Michelle, for telling us all about these infant car seats, and we'll check in with you soon.
Thanks, ladies. Well, it's hard to think about work on a nice day like today, but for many kids, summer jobs are what they're thinking about right now. Here are Carmen and Cindy to tell us more about that. Ladies?
Hi, Carmen and I are here at Beacon Hill Petting Zoo, and tonight we want to talk to you about how to help your teen find a summer job. Of course, my son, I got the deer in the headlights when I told him he's got to get a summer job. But the first thing you want to do is sit down with your teen and just talk about what their skills are, what their requirements are, kind of assess things a little bit with them. How much time are they available for a job? They may not be able to handle Monday to Friday, you know, transportation needs. Sit down and map things out with them.
And so the first step after talking with them, of course, is to help them write a resume. Now, if this is their first job, they can use things such as academics, any interests or hobbies that they have, or any volunteer work that they've done. And then they have to actually get out there and send out as many job applications as they can. And they can certainly resource friends and family, the newspaper, and of course the internet. We have Craigslist, Use Victoria, Workopolis, Monster.ca. There are quite a few.
And be a little bit creative when you're thinking about jobs. If your child is really interested in tennis, maybe they can get a job at the local tennis club. If your son maybe wants to be a reporter, have him call up the local TV or radio station and see if there's some kind of an intern position. You got to sometimes be a little creative for that. Also, do some role playing with your child. They'll hate this, but do some role playing for the ask them questions an interviewer would ask and help them with their answers. It will really, really help them in an interview if they practice like that.
Make sure that they're keeping a list of who they went to and when so that they can do a follow-up email about 7 days after they've sent it out. And don't let them get too upset if they don't get a job, but keep them busy. So get your kids to volunteer if they can't find work, because of course volunteer helps the community, and places like the Beacon Hill Petting Zoo rely on volunteers. And the other thing that the teens are going to learn by volunteering, they'll get work skills and work experience that they can put on next year's resume.
That's right.
So our resource for this week is youngmoney.com. Simply type in 9 tips for teens, and all this information we're going to post on our forum on childsplay101.com. So thanks for watching.
Thanks very much. Now, it's great to bring our pets down to a beautiful beach like this, but you know what? It's important that we be careful about what they actually ingest. Here's Dr. Nick Shaw now to talk about foreign objects.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Nick Shaw. I have some things on the table here, folks, and let's see if we can come up with some ideas of what they might have in common. Gosh, what does a little mouse toy have to do with a plastic bag and a piece of towel? Wait a minute, honey. These are all things that could get you in trouble. Gastrointestinal foreign bodies are one of the most common presenting emergencies that we see after hours, and often they're involved because diagnosis can mean sometimes quite a few radiographs or even barium x-rays to try to diagnose. And removing these things sometimes can be accomplished with an endoscope, but often requires surgery. If the foreign body is left in the stomach, sometimes we can pull it out with a scope out through the esophagus under anesthesia. But if it's down in the intestines, it's not so easy. Some items are more hazardous than others. Sharp things like needles and threads. Batteries are very corrosive. Coins sometimes are dangerous, like for example, American pennies are known to be more toxic than Canadian pennies because of the zinc content. We often pull out fabric, pieces of clothing that get stuck. They will get stuck in the intestine and cause a physical obstruction, which causes all the ingesta and food material to build up. The dog will start vomiting, they get acutely ill, and will require emergency surgery. This is Honey, and Laura is one of our technicians. Laura is going to tell us about Honey, who's one of our adoption dogs.
So Honey came to us from a high kill shelter, and she was brought here, and we put her up to date on vaccines, and she got spayed while she was here. She's now up for adoption from our Victoria Pet Adoption Society, and we've been working with her. She's great with people, loves people, and she's getting way better with other dogs, but we're working with her to become more comfortable in all sorts of environments. When we adopt her out, she'll be ready to go to a forever loving home.
Fortunately, Honey has never had a gastrointestinal foreign body. To find out more information about Honey, check our website, our Victoria Pet Adoption website, www.victoriapets.ca. And folks, if your pets have chew toys or anything unusual lying around and they are inquisitive in nature, especially younger dogs and cats are more inquisitive and more likely to actually swallow a foreign body, keep a close eye on them. Try not to let them have things that they're taking fully into their mouths that may be at risk of being swallowed.
Thanks very much. Come on, right here. How about this one? You know, this game would be a lot more fun if I had a pet to actually retrieve these sticks. Now, our pet of the week this week may or may not be good at bringing sticks back, but is looking for a forever family. Maybe you can help them.
Dolce's a beautiful 2-year-old who loves to be brushed into cuddle. She was found alone and wandering amongst the demolished rubble of her former home. She's been in care for 2 years now and is starting to wonder if anyone will see how sweet and lovely she is. If you can offer Dolce a home of her own, log on to animalcrusaders.ca.
Paddleboarding, now that is a cool sport. Much more still ahead on Island 30, including our band of the week and Gordy Tepper with us.
It was a mystery, more than I could see.
Stacy, Georgia Murray, she just was involved in a big musical controversy, which has a happy ending with dollars and cents, I understand.
Yes, it does.
We're going to find out more. It's really good news. when Island 30 continues. Sing some more, come on.
I walk past him every day and I wonder, does he notice me?
That's a pretty nice boat. I bet they have a pretty decent sound system on board and maybe even their own DJ. Well, we're checking in tonight with one of Vancouver Island's hottest DJs, DJ Clinton. Here he is.
I've been a DJ for about 13 years, 4 years doing video, and every Friday, Saturday you can find me here at the V Lounge. I take music videos, edit them to my liking, add in text, custom logos, graphics, effects, you name it, just to bring that level of experience up.
Terrific.
Well, my inspiration for doing video DJing was another DJ in the States in Atlanta. When I saw him 4 years ago performing video in Las Vegas, I was stunned. I was like, this is it for me, this is what I want to do.
Terrific. Terrific.
Growing up in Vancouver as a teenager and a kid, I was always really inspired by local radio mix show DJs. You know, old stations like Z95 and 101.9 in Vancouver. I'd love to start traveling more, not only on our beautiful West Coast here, all across Canada. I'd love to DJ in Las Vegas, lots of other places, just to, you know, get video DJing out there and get it into the mainstream.
Terrific, terrific, terrific.
Stacey, I love you. Please don't be insulted by that.
Terrific. Continuing with our music theme, recently Island singer-songwriter Georgia Murray settled a really big lawsuit with a Korean pop star who basically plagiarized her, stole her song, and then made a fortune off it. Well, Gordy Tupper caught up with Georgia at St. Anne's Academy, where she'll be performing this weekend. Gordy?
Georgia Murray is a vivacious and engaging 27-year-old entertainer based here in Victoria who manages to make headlines every so often.
Hey, Mom and Daddy, think.
5 years ago, she scored an appearance singing in the David E. Kelly series Boston Legal. And now, an even more curious situation has befallen her.
Kyori Lee is her name, and she is, in fact, Korea's biggest pop star. She's sort of like the Britney Spears of Asia. And apparently, a producer that worked for her stole one of my songs off of my MySpace page.
This is Georgia's original audio file of her song We'll Never Know.
I'll never know.
And this is the Korean video.
Now, there was some talk the two songs were similar, but they're identical.
They're identical. There was one fan in Korea that actually took the two songs and put them over top of each other and played them, and they play exact, I mean, it is like a carbon copy.
You didn't have the weird clown video to go with your song, though.
No, I didn't. But I actually, when I saw her song, I thought it was actually done well, and I thought that her video was pretty cool.
Say I'm too young.
Georgia's performance skills really don't need much in the way of trick stuff. The talent, as you can see, is definitely there, and now a bit more money to go with it too.
So not only did my song get stolen, but it in fact went #1 in a country almost twice the size of Canada.
Wow.
Without me even knowing.
So there was a financial settlement or something?
There was.
Are you rich now?
I am so loaded. I can just fly away to Mexico. No. I got some money. I can't disclose the amount, but it was a decent chunk. It's been able to help. No, I can't even give ballpark.
Okay.
People have been on me, tell us something, but I can't disclose the amount. What I can say though, it has helped finance an EP I'm just about to release on June 24th called Just a Dream.
You're just a dream.
This song, Just a Dream, is from that new EP release, and if you can't wait for that, you can catch her tomorrow at VicFest at St. Anne's Academy grounds.
I would definitely get here, you know, early in the day. The wine and beer tents open at 1 p.m. and that's when all of the acts, the performers start, and there's a tremendous lineup. You've got Maurice, John and Roy, Acres of Lions, the Pocket Kings, just a huge amount of talent that's going to be there, all representing Vancouver Island, and it's just going to be the most fabulous day you've ever had, so I would be there or be square.
Thanks very much, Gordy, and thank you for watching. That's it for our show tonight. I'm Stacey Ross. Hope to see you soon. We'd love to hear from you. Send us your story ideas by calling 250-480-3767 or drop us an email at island30@checknews.ca.